Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Woohoo! It's the beginning of the week here down under. It is already Monday. I realize it's still Sunday over in the United States and up in the north there, but we are way down south and it's already Monday. So, happy week for everybody here. The future of PulseChain. That's what we're going to talk about today. Printers, Pumptires, stablecoins, GamFi, DeFi. And of course, I'd love to see your opinions, so get them in the chat as well. We're going to talk a little bit about X Game, of course, because we're ramping up for that launch. It's going to be pretty huge. We've got a massive Fiat on-ramp from Sun Mini Mill launching this week on the 29th. So that's very exciting. That's only, about 48, 72 hours away. So massive for PulseChain. So things are looking cool. We're going to break down some of the printer tire stuff. Pumptires is back online. Talk about that and see where the chain is heading. We're going to head over to DeFi Llama as well and have a look at some of their numbers. So we've got a lot in store for today's show for the beginning of the week. Let's see who's in the house there. We've got DJ and Hexkin in the house there. Superman, lots of love. I appreciate that. Big shout out, DJ. And Wookie in the house as well. Hey, always good to see Wookie. It's a fresh week down under, and it's very quiet. Yeah, we've had a lot of rain. It's very fresh down here for sure. Get a Wookie thinking of food, indeed. Well, you can. Why don't you guys have a skateboard down to the local fish and chips, and that'd be pretty cool. Woohoo! We got Craig Pitt as well. Hi all, just having breakfast while waiting for Superman. I like that one, Craig. I like that a lot. I hope you're having a hearty breakfast there. What is it? Is it a Wellington? What's it called? Wookie will know all these things because he's a master chef. We got. It always goes quiet before the action starts. It does indeed, and we've kind of got that feeling. We had quite a lot of momentum in last week. Then we had a kind of a lull weekend, didn't we? And then, of course, it's Sunday in the US today, and it's typically a sell-off day, isn't it? And we're seeing that on PulseChain today. So definitely opportunity to pick up some stuff. Who else is in the chat there? We've got Snell in the house there. Hola. I'm from Spain. A big shout out to those people from Spain watching. Beautiful country, isn't it, Spain? What a great country that is. What else we got? Wookie is from space. He is indeed. And it's questionable what galaxy. It's questionable. Hex Grader as well. Hey, gang, good to see you. Big shout out to you. Always a pleasure to see Hex Grader in the house there doing some amazing things in the United States. Now, if you haven't checked out, of course, the show or the site there, definitely check it out on X. I'm going to repost the video, so don't forget to send that out as well. So let's repost that, and I'm going to give you the link so you guys can go and repost that on your X. That'd be great. Repost show on X, and that is the link. So get out there, folks, and sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. All right, so let's do it. Now, if you're over on Rumble, a big shout out to people over on Rumble over there. Awesome community. I love freedom, of course, but you guys are going to get a bit more interactive. So get in the chat there, hit the repost button, hit the follow button, and get involved. We're going to try and be one of the premium quality influencer shows on Rumble. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, we're streaming on X now, which is really, really cool too. So big shout out to everybody over there. All right, without further ado, shall we get into it? And we're going to get into episode 6 of X Game, which is coming up. It's going to be a decentralized crypto casino on PulseChain, but the first game is going to be a crash game. So if you guys are familiar with crash games, that's going to be pretty cool. So we've been doing a little mini series, a very little mini series, like 3 to 7 second long little videos of the episode leading up to. These are kind of the teasers. These are the teasers before we get up to the trailer. We're getting up the trailer next. That's coming up after. We've got 9 videos in this little teaser section. So we're going to get into that as well and have some fun with that. So let's do it. So here we are, X Game. Get ready to play. Get ready to play. That is the theme of the little teaser trailer. And of course, episode number 6 out of 9. Things are getting real. Help in the spaceship for this upcoming epic galactic battle. Play big, win big. Of course, this is a crash game. If you guys are familiar with those, basically you're in a little ship and you're going in space. You got asteroids coming past and things like that. And the X return is going up. So you might go to 2x or 3x. It might only go to 0.01x. I mean, you can get wiped out or you can make mad gains. So that's pretty much it. Now, what we've set up is X Game Portal. It's basically the first dedicated community for X Game. And of course, X Game is from the big whale, fire whale on PulseChain, one of the biggest whales there. and a friend of Randy Alaska is one of the big influencers on the chain. And yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. He's been looking at this vision for something like 10 years or more, and it's great to have that now in the X Game portal, which is a big community. We've got everything automated. So the news flows coming from SolidX, who are running the X Game, news flows from my channel. Of course, we're going to have a lot of videos and clips and how-tos. We've got bots galore. We've got a service artificial agent, what is it called, an AI agent for answer questions. So we're going to have everything in there, folks. It's going to be so good. So you can hang out with other players playing X Game. You can get the latest X Game updates and house stats. You can grab the latest X Game news, enjoy epic videos, game tips, and cool stuff. Share your game experience soon, plus talk about future mad gains. So it's going to be a really great place to be. Now, at the moment, the game, the status of the game is as follows. So SolidX has rebranded about 3 days ago. So to rebrand all the stuff, so that's a very bullish sign. Round 2 of the X Game Crash Game testnet will be soon. And then we're going to have the X Game go live afterwards. Of course, they're also waiting for their casino license. So this will be one of the few crypto projects, in particular casinos with casino licenses. So it's going to be very bullish indeed. Now, in the X Game portal team is MVS. He's our promotional lead. And we've also got Wookie as well, who's the owner admin. So it's going to be a lot of fun there. And we're going to play this little video clip because it's what we do. We play videos. That's how we roll. All right, so let's play this one. This is today's video. Get ready to play. That's it. So get ready. Damn, I love that. X Game, get ready to play. So it's pretty cool, and we're pretty serious about this. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to give you guys the link to that. So if you guys want to copy it, you can check it out. So let me copy the link address here, and you guys can join up today and get involved. You're nice and early. You're going to be OGs. So X Game portal community, and you can join up today. So that's on Telegram. Get involved, as we say, get involved. There is the link right there. Bam. Hey, we got Gonzo in the house there. Hey, good to see you, Gonzo. Hey, guys, welcome. And yeah, get involved, as I say, in the X Game portal community. You're going to be early OG, and we're going to have everything there. So you won't have to be looking around. You're going to have everything in that one spot there being updated. So pretty cool. All right, let's get into it. Let's move on and get into the results for crypto at the moment, and then we're going to get into the future of PulseChain. So without further ado, let's do that. And yeah, we've got CoinGecko. Here we are on the lazy Sunday, as they say, early Monday for us in New Zealand. And we've got the market cap of crypto at 3.049 trillion. It's down 2.6%. So a bit of a down day, typical sleepy Sunday. And that's just what happens sometimes, right, on a Sunday. We got Bitcoin at the moment at number one, $93,885,000. So what did I say? $93,885. That's probably a bit better. It's down 1.4%. We've got Ethereum at number 2. Is at 1,794. So still trying to really smash that 1,800 and get over 2K again. That's down 2.5%. We got number 3 is XRP at $2.26. That is actually up 2.1%. We got BNB at number 5 is at $604. That is down 1%. Solana at number 6 is down 1.5% at $148.50. We got Dogecoin there at number 8. That is down 2.4%. Cardano or ADA is down 1.6% at number 9. And Tron there is down 3.3% at 24.5 cents. That is our top 10 for the last 24 hours. The best performer is, you guessed it, is XRP, up 2%. So that's the standout there. In terms of the last week, what's the best performer? Well, Dogecoin there is 16.5%. Now, I'm having to change the way I say Doge, or I say Dodge, you see. So I have to turn it around. I have to try and be, American friendly and say Doge. Is it Doge? Yeah, Doge. All right, so down, we're up 16.5% there. And that is the best performer. Not bad. Followed by Cardano, or is it Cardano? Cardano, ADA. I don't know. I'm going to get myself in trouble here. We got, Doge, Cardano, And then we've got to go up the top here to Ethereum, up 13.5% for the week, and Bitcoin up 10.7%. So even though it's kind of a lazy Sunday, we've actually had a pretty good week for the crypto, and it's actually up from where it was a week ago, which is good to have. Now, in terms of the top 100, let's have a look at that and see what the best performers are. I don't know why it doesn't rank on the 24 hour. I'm not sure what's going on there, but let's do the week. And we can see the best one there is Trump. And of course, we've talked about this a couple of times, but Trump was going to have some dinner apparently with some of the top holders. So there was a big rally in the Trump token. It's now just under $15 and up 83% for the week. So that was a pretty good play. PulseChain there has also had a good week, up 70%. Bonk has been up 54%. WorldCoin or Wild token there is up 46% at number 4, and Ray token there up 37.8%. So those are the top 5 at the moment. And then we've got some honorable mentions down here, like Fartcoin, which is doing pretty well. PolXmatic has also been doing pretty well, up 28%. So there's a few other good ones there. Top gainers at the moment, Bubble Maps. Bubble Maps up 50%. Pudgy Penguins up 33%, and Staffy up 39%. That's kind of where we are in terms of trending. Not sure why it's trending, but ArcBlock, Cubic, and Pudgy Penguins. Pudgy Penguins are doing pretty well at the moment. So those are our top movers on the old crypto zone, which is going to lead us into, I guess, PulseChain results, and we're going to get into the future of PulseChain. So let's get into that. Bam, bam, bam. We got any more comments? No, but I'm just going to highlight a few things here. Definitely repost the show. That's the link there, and join up to the X Game portal there, and you're going to be an early OG on that. So get in there, and we've got a lot of things happening that's going to keep evolving and growing. So definitely join up to that. And of course, if you want to get into the rest of the socials, we've got the Discord and the Kryptonite Telegram in the link in the video description. So join up to that today. We've got Strategy Club. We've got Strategy Club. We've got a community membership, and then we've got the Telegram as well. So get into all those. Big shout out. We've got Moondog in the house there. Big shout out. Love and light. Hey, big shout out to you, Moondog. Feel free to hit me up on Telegram. Have I got an offer for you? All right, so get in there, and great to see you in the house. Right, let's get into it. Let's move on into PulseChain, and we're gonna have a look at the results that are going on there. And so we've got Pulse at the moment, 716 days. Can you believe it? We're really starting to move ahead in the amount of days that since PulseChain launched, and that was the 13th of May 2023. 716 days later, here we are. Now, it is a lazy Sunday, and we've got PulseChain pulling back. Quadruple 032 down 10%. I mean, it's a double-digit down day, and we're sitting at 32% of the mean sacrifice price. So still super cheap, still in the long accumulation zone. But hey, once it does turn, it's going to be pretty awesome. We've got all the catalysts for the turn now. We've beaten the SEC. We've got a lower inflation on incentive and HEX, and we've got thinner liquidity pools. We've got very positive protocols, including bridges, more validators, we've got oracles, more utilities, and more stable. We've got lots of stuff coming to PulseChain, so it's a very positive environment. And of course, we've got President Trump fixing up the broken world and moving us into the golden age of America. So everything is set up. It's just accumulation. We actually have light at the end of the tunnel, let's say. Now, PulseX at the moment, quadruple 0253, down 12.2% at the moment, sitting at 25% of the mean sacrifice price. So what a deal right now. What a deal. And at the moment, the buy and burn sitting at 1.39 trillion, and that is 7.04% of the public supply. So excluding the OA sacrifice wallets. Incentive token $1.29, so that's down quite a bit because we had quite a nice rally in incentive token. I think we went from about $1.16 all the way up to about $1.68 or something like that. And we're down at $1.29 at the moment, down 13.8%. And the supply, of course, is relatively low now, 55 million, with very low inflation, about 2,600 ANK tokens per day are being emitted now. So that's a very bullish indicator potentially for incentive token. We've got HEX at the moment, 6400th of a penny, down almost 11%. And EHEX there just tapering off a little bit as well after its really nice little run. EHEX sitting at 2200th of a penny. So that's where we are today on the old PulseChain for day 716. Let's get into the gas prices. 3.6 million beats are not too bad at the moment, 4 cents for a PulseX swap. Validators, let's have a look at those. They've been climbing, haven't they, the validators? 49,802. I think it's down just slightly from yesterday, about 20 or something, 25. But that has been climbing, so it's been a pretty good number. And then finally, the bridge. The bridge is kind of a health check. We're sitting at 85, just under 80, 86. So I think we're down about 2.2 million from yesterday, just with the tapering off of things. But hey, look, EDI is actually up, so 21.664 million. So that is actually up from yesterday. So that's actually been climbing back up. That's a good sign. EHEX is, of course, down slightly. ETH and Bitcoin as well. Coast is pretty stable at 9.6 million. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. Let's have a look at the other stable coins that are native to PulseChain. USDL, 4.8 million. 733k and PXDC, 367 and Hex. Now, these numbers can turn around pretty fast when we get a reversal, right? Because these are all backed by Pulse, Pulse Hex, and Signum token. We get a run on those. Then these numbers suddenly, start doubling, don't they? So tripling, and they'll go up pretty fast as people, collateralize a lot more to start leveraging back in, and we get more stable coins. So that's what we're looking for. Coast as well, not too bad there. Now, I think Cold DeFi was going to have a live stream with Crypto Coffee, but that looks like it's been deferred for about 2 days. So we'll keep a track of that. I thought that was going to be an interesting conversation. And at the moment, we're waiting for PUSD ALGO, but it does look like it's starting to ramp up. And I suspect, I don't know, but I suspect we're going to get some more news this week. So keep a lookout for that. Okay, that's the alpha drop of the day. All right, so that is pretty much it. Let's see where we go from here. We're going to get into the volumes and talk about PulseChain. PulseChain, let's get into it. So let's have a look at what is pumping today. Well, at the moment, we have got $18.7 million in volume. Very sleepy Sunday with a down day. We've been pretty much over 20 million basically every day. Probably 22 million has kind of been the low. And we've kind of had a lot of $28 million days and a few days higher than that recently, last couple of weeks. But today we're at 18.7, so definitely a low day. But it is a lazy Sunday, as we say, typically a seller's day. But here we are. We've got some movers at the moment. We've got Zero tokens, been around for 7 days, up 254%. Now, we've got all these new tokens come out, right? This Mooney, this Frank, Emerald, Thala, and apparently that's all related to some whale that's playing a game with LP paying as well. Some say copying, I think, was James Maria or the Atropa ecosystem. You can decide on that. But we've got Mooney up 80%. We've got Frank up 45%. Secret Conspiracy up 40%. RSI oversold. That's been around for 2 months. It's a Pumptires one that's a little different. That's up 38%. Emerald up 33%. And Thala, they're up 30%. So as I understand it, these are all related to each other. Mooney, Frank, Emerald, and Thala. So they're all up at the moment. We've got one of the printers, though, Gas Station, making a bit of a move, up 7.5%. So there is a green printer token. And we've got Peppy, another Pumptires, that is up 3.8%. Now, talking about Pumptires is back up. It is back up, and actually looks a little bit more groovy than it used to look. I don't know why. Some people will put some new tokens on here, and it looks pretty groovy. King of the Hill at the moment, still the kings of the world, so that's still top there. I don't know why. I mean, it's kind of so idea, but we do have other ones here sort of moving with this bait token and so forth. But remember, typically what happens, you see on here, the bots will jump onto a token. They don't jump onto every token, but they'll jump onto certain tokens and maybe get up to about 32%, and then if nothing happens to the token, they'll sell them off. So just remember that to get it over the line there. Now, the most you can actually, if you're going to make a new token, the most you can have, I believe, is 82% of the supply. So just take note of all that. But Pumptires is back up. Apparently, it's a security token or security certificate. Was it the RSS or something like that? That was went expired yesterday. So I think that's why the site went down, and it's back up today. So there we go. All right, so there we are. Caused quite a bit of drama though, and conspiracy theories as well. There we go. We got Peppy token. Obviously, we talked about that. That's a meme token. Sorry, a Pumptires token, I believe. That is up 1.6%. And then Gophers, the 404 contract, that is sitting up here as well. And it's been quite holding up at this sort of top numbers, isn't it? The old Gophers there from Dipcatcher. And of course, Dipcatcher there launching this big second layer protocol on Ethereum based on EHEX called FlexHex, and that is going well. I think you got a week to get in on the $50 price entry for that. I think at the end of next week or something, it goes up to $100. So earlier, that's the get in earlier, you get better value. Fetch Oracle is actually flat today, so that's interesting at number 13, holding up there. We're looking forward to the Signum Oracle. Apparently, this was news I broke yesterday, and that is Tetra, which is going to be quite a cool new thing coming to PulseChain, being able to interact with smart contracts in a decentralized way. You get to download the software to your computer, and you'll be able to interact with contracts. You don't have to be a programmer. It's a bit like bots and AI agents and things like that. It's kind of cool. And you're going to be able to set limit orders, create your own limit orders, all sorts of stuff. Man, it's going to be crazy good. And I think it's going to be a whole new category. You know how you get like traders and people follow traders? They go, "Oh, what's your deal today? Which ones are you targeting? What's your positions? Where's your profit and loss and things?" Well, I think we probably could get some people doing that with the old Tetra. So that could be pretty interesting sort of boom period. So that could be part of the future of PulseChain is the old Tetra. And we may get people saying, "Hey, this is how you do this is how you do that." People following people doing that. And that could be pretty cool, including potentially trading as well. So keep a lookout for Tetra. And apparently the bug has been identified. The solutions are being put in place. And so it does look like we're actually going to get over the line there with the old Tetra. And a big shout out to Stu there and the team trying to get over the line. Then about 2 days after that, we're expecting the Signum Oracle to launch. So that is part of the future of PulseChain. And so we'll have 2 oracles operating, Fetch and Signum. And it's going to be bullish, right? So that's going to be very, very cool indeed. And of course, Signum is going to open up new doors to the PUSD ALGO. So we're going to have that algorithmic stablecoin being enabled as well, along with Fetch. So, the future of PulseChain looking pretty bright from a utility point of view. Crow at the moment has been up for around for over a year. That's pretty much just down slightly, but it's holding up their UFO as well, holding up also. And of course, we know that, got big whales supporting UFO and PDC like Rack and Michelle and others. So it's got a lot of support, a very, very cool ecosystem. And if you haven't checked out Prairie Banana, definitely check out him. He's probably the top analyst on PDC UFO. There are a lot of good commentators in that space, though, but definitely check out his channel. Pretty amazing. What do we got? That Sparta as well, down 1.5%. It's been doing very well. Phoenix has been another Pumptires, I believe, is down 3%. Ring, another Pumptires, down 3%. X Game, of course, we've obviously been talking about that today because we've set up the first dedicated community called X Game Portal. It is not the official, of course. It's one that we've set up, our team. But we're very bullish about where X Game's going to go. So it's going to be potentially a very viral game, the way it's all set up. So looking forward to that. Best Everything, another Pumptires, down 5%. PDC the Greys down 5.8%. So, we've got a few negatives there on the PDC. But like I say, these are great investment vehicles from my point of view. One of the better quality ecosystems is the PDC UFO. The first sort of DAO token, isn't it, on the PulseChain? And operating has been one of the best performers as well. And we're expecting it to be a leverage play on Pulse. So that's going to be pretty important. So, yeah, Dominance, of course, which was the big star. This was the big star the other day, but we're going to get into that because this is the dominance one. UpX token, of course, a benefit on, I think it was Pulse, isn't it, from the old Haunted. He is out there and done a number of products, and UpX is one of those, down 7.4%. So we've got a bit of a pullback in quite a few of these tokens all the way down. You can see there's a mixture of Pumptires, DeFi, and meme coins. I mean, there's a bit of everything in here, isn't there? Stable coins in the mix. So there's a lot of our typically best performers are all down about 11-12%, as is PulseChain down, right, 10%. So that's pretty much where we are at the moment. That is all our top 100 there as well. Now, Beast, of course, another printer token. We're going to get into that, though, because that's a whole separate category. So let's do that. And before we do, let's see if we've got any more comments. No more comments, but let's move on and get into the show. So the future of PulseChain, we're going to deep dive on printer tokens. So let's have a look at the printer token performance, and we're going to rank them, right? So we've got Flexmas at the top at the moment. I think I'm pretty sure I got them all on this list. So forgive me if I'm missing one, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. We've got Flexmas at the top here. That's only down 2.2%. That's versus the Beast, so it's a ratio between printer tokens. Treasury Pulse up there as well. I've got that included. That is down 3.7%. And then the worst one at the moment, which was the two best ones yesterday, last couple of days are the two worst ones now, which is not surprising, right? They have a big pump and then they get traded off. So we've got world's greatest PDI printer. Obviously, that was pumping with PDI as well. That was down 47%. And Dominance, which is the other one that was performing like a boss, that is down 40% as well. So that's the way it goes. So let's have a quick look at these ones which were performing particularly well. You can see that they were rocketing. So people were making mad gains. And don't forget, these printer tokens, they drop your tokens to your wallet, right? So in this case, you're getting a PWrap Bitcoin, and that Bitcoin went to $300 or something, didn't it? So pretty cool. So that went up pretty mad from the bottom. How far did that go? Went up to 500%, so 6x in 9 days. 6x in 9 days. Anyone in for that? Put your hand up in the chat. 6x in 9 days, so that's pretty outstanding. But of course, with these things comes the other side. The other side, which is a decrease of currently 63%. So there we go. There are people that buy the top, and that's just the way markets work. So that's kind of where we are at the moment, and this is a good range for a bounce back. Kind of looks a little bit like that. Let's put an RSI. RSI kind of helps with these. These have a lot of liquidity webbing and imbalancing and all sorts of techniques like that going on there. And so some of the criticisms on printer tokens, obviously, it's volume based. So if you keep that volume up at the moment, you can see the volume is about $960,000 versus liquidity of 511. You can almost ignore the market cap, right? Almost ignore the market cap, but and the number of makers 856. Now, obviously, you want to make sure that volume's staying up because that's what's going to pay you out that yield that you're getting in the old wrap Bitcoin. And of course, this has got other tokenomics applied to it as well, with the 1.4% pulse buybacks and LP stacking and burning and stuff. But obviously, you got to be in Telegram. If you're not in the Telegram and keeping up with the latest stuff in OG Web Chef around print tokens, then you are at a massive disadvantage, and you're almost you're almost clueless about what's going on. So you just got to be careful with that. Get into Telegram. You do have to kind of live and breathe it to some extent, and certainly be there at the right place or at the right time and get the updates about what's happening there. But at the moment, so you got the volatility. That's definitely thing in hand, but the volume is what you're going to be getting for the printer payouts. They just drop to your wallet if you're holding this token. And the other side of it is that if you're doing 10x and there's a guy that's 10 times the size of you getting 10x, then remember that guy can dump down the chart, right? So just remember that. So yeah, you just have to use your head around these things. They're pretty exciting. Now, how long are they going to last for? Well, it's a question. Is it a month? Is it 3 months? Is it 2 weeks? These sort of things that people are asking themselves. Obviously, there's mad gains around. The big players are going to be getting even 10 times more mad gains, right? And they've got to do something to take profits. They'll take profits, right? So just remember that. We'll see whether it's got a half-life or how it goes, but there's certainly been very exciting for the last couple of months, haven't they? Because they've been issuing more and more of them, so they keep issuing more and more, and so on. Now, there's also the remember right. So if you got a trillion remember, then you get a lot more perks if you got a trillion of those, and I think that's worth around 12,000. I don't know what it's worth now, but that's got its own special stuff that you can get to the printer tokens. Talk about that in the OG Web Chef Telegram. Now, World's PDI printer there. Is it the one I talked about? No, I talked about dominance. They don't have any description here, but let's get into this chart. Yeah, we had a nice little pump in here as well over the last couple of days, and that is tapered off. So we actually got pumped to 200%, so over 3x, and now it is a pullback somewhat. So I think the top of the market was 150. It's now $70. So, and that is down 54%. Not quite as bad as the other one, but then the other one went up a lot higher, right? 6x so versus 2x. So that's kind of where we are on that, or 3x, I should say. Remember token down 20% as well. Mnemonics down 29%. Let's have a look at some. We got into mist here. We're on mist. And let's go to the daily here on this one. This one here is pretty much off the bottom, is it? What is it? There's going to be 6 cents off the bottom. It's been down there about 3 days. Seems to have found a bit of support there around 6 cents. So we'll see what mist does. The other one is, of course, some of these don't, particularly pay out any particular point of time. They shift to the next token. So you've got to keep up to date with it in Telegram. We've got a few people in our Discord that are, keep up to date, particularly MBS is pretty up to date with these things. What else? We've got mnemonics. Let's have a quick look at mnemonics. Mnemonics down here, right at the bottom here, $3.17. So this thing's just keep going down. I don't know if there's going to be a reversal in here, or they're going to give it some love. But that one is down as well at the moment. And what else? Remember. Let's go to remember here. Which one's the bigger pool? We go to this one here, the pulse pool. And this is the one that if you hold 1 trillion of it, you get extra perks. I can't remember the pool it gives, but maybe MVS, if he's watching, he can remind us what that is. And this is pretty much down near the bottom as well. So it's really holding on to this 80s 5,900 at the moment. I'm not sure. Let's see what the RSI it looks like as well. And we can see it's not fully oversold, so it could break the support line. It's a pretty important support line. I guess the next level is 4,600, and then you got 2,800 after that. So it's quite a long way down from there. And we've still got, we're down at 36 on the RSI on the daily. 4 hourly, does it give us any clues? Not really. It kind of gives us a bit of support here, though, I guess. And we seem to be holding at the support zone. So maybe this is going to be, the strongest bounce you could have. Apart from that, you're going down to weaker horizontal lines. So we shall see. But the people holding the trillion, they're earning pretty nicely, no doubt. And what they're getting, earn pulse effortlessly. So you're earning pulse on this one, presuming it's still paying at the moment. All right, so that's kind of the plate. The other thing, of course, you got to look at the volumes, because that's what you get. It's what's paying out these big dividends and these tokens at the moment. So we got Fleximus as well. So let me jump through. Let's go to gas money. Let's go to gas money quickly as we go through Sprinter tokens, and we can see gas money here on the 4 hourly. You can sort of see it's down on the bottom of the RSI, so almost oversold territory, and we're sitting at 0008700, 0008700. Let's go to the daily, see how that looks as well. Yeah, I mean, we're still quite a bit off the bottom there. We're still at 36, and there's no real horizontal support, so we could drift down a little bit here, and there's nothing really stopping it from drifting down. And we're at 8700. I guess if the team suddenly decides to, ramp up things on the gas money, and of course, gas money there is earning, what is it? Just gas and earn pulse. So it's earning pulse on this one. And you definitely need to get into OG WebChef to see where this is heading. But that's kind of where we are at the moment on that one. So that's some of the Pumptires on printers, and like I say, really cool. The high yields been very popular, but just remember, there's always someone really big out there earning high yields as well. This is relative to your position. Maybe you're the big guy. I don't know. Like I mean, so but you do have to take into account, how long does it last. They shift the tokens or yields around a lot, and they're pretty good at doing it. I mean, let's say it's been pretty sustainable so far for the most part. Obviously, a big pull down at the moment, and eventually that came right. RSI is very important. I think that helps a lot. So to use the RSI, trying to gauge there as well, and the daily volumes certainly helps. But ultimately, if you want to see where the incentives are shifting in that system, you got to keep up to date with OG WebChef and Telegram. So there's a few tips of the day there. Now, looking at moving printers to Pumptires. Let's have a look at Pumptires. Well, they're all red too, because we're on a red day, right? It's a Sunday. PulseChain is down 10%. So it's probably not surprising that everything looks pretty red. Now, last week was pretty nice. We had a good momentum, good atmosphere. And of course, the markets there, they do set the tone to some degree. That being said, we've got tons of protocols launching on PulseChain and some heavyweights. So, we're in pretty good shape moving forward. And like I say, we also got Trump sorting things out, about geopolitics, ending wars, getting trade deals. Looks like China's coming to the table now. We've had a softening in the trade wars. We also got some progress, it seems, with the Ukraine-Russia war. So, Trump's moving forward. And like I said to you, I think he has to have everything in place by the 4th of July. Includes the three parts of the strategy. As you guys know, I call it the three-legged strategy. One is dealing with the Federal Reserve, and of course, getting the taxes and the Doge, the costs down, and moving towards a balanced budget. And of course, he's ultimately going to deal with the US debt as well, 37 trillion. And then the other one, of course, is deregulation and regulation. And then the third one is changing the world trading order, which is also going to have benefits for security as well. So that is what he's doing with the trade tariffs. Everything is going pretty well at the moment. So we're heading in the right place for the golden age of America, which means the golden age for the world. So it's going to be pretty good. We got the one meme there, Pumptires up down 3.3% today. Now we've also got other Pumptires like X Game. We talked about that. That's actually holding up pretty damn well, and of course we're getting excited about that. That is at 0025. So let's have a look at the price of X Game. Now, all these prices are if you haven't joined our X Game portal, that's the first dedicated community. Of course, we're a third party operator, so we're there to support the game. and we've already got automated everything's. We've got all the latest news gets updated automated there, and we've got every 15 minutes. I think I've got it on every 15 minutes, and we also got the latest. That's from the official team. We got all the latest news. We got all the latest prices. You can find the latest prices for X Game, for SolidX, for Firewhale, for all the 4 tokens that in X system. So it's all there in X Game portal. So it's a place to be. And we've got all the videos and everything else. We're going to have a lot more. We've got an AI agent running. It's operating. No, it's not active at the moment. It's operating. And that's going to be helpful for people learning about the game and strategies and stuff like that. So it's going to be pretty awesome. You definitely got to get into X Game portal. It's a place to be. It's going to be a viral game, guys. It's going to be a viral game. And, of course, starting off with a crash game, and it's going to have other games as well as the casino evolves there. So, a decentralized casino. We know the other person that's operating in that space is Jacob. Of course, he's doing a lot of his cutting-edge stuff with peer-to-peer crypto casinos, and he's got a massive vision for that. So we're looking forward to hearing more about that from him very soon. X Game Portal, community hip. That's the link. Now we got Brian in house there. Hey, good to see you, Brian. What's up, folks? Big shout out to there. Hey, we've got about 50, 55, 50, 60 people watching at the moment. So big shout out. It is a lazy Sunday. A lot of people out about with family, and I'm sure they're enjoying themselves. But here in New Zealand, it is Monday, and the weather outside, I think it's okay today. It has been raining the last couple of days, but I think it's okay. Gonzo and house there, good reviews of the markets, very little opinions or clickbait, just facts. I appreciate that, Gonzo. Hey, look, I've always had a no drama channel. That's kind of been my niche in the PulseChain community. There's plenty of drama on other channels. Every so often I may dip my little toe in, but that's about as far as it goes. Golden Age Pump says Diamond Hand, pumpity pump. Well, people are pushing this pumpy one, pumpy token lately, aren't they? Brian saying, who's here indeed. Now we've got people over on Rumble, so big shout out. Get into the chat over on Rumble. Definitely smash the follow button and hit the repost button as well. But get into the chat and get involved. Now, Brian, I think you gave out like 5 memberships over on Rumble, and I think you've still got 4 left. I think there's still 4 there, but I don't know how the system knows that they're there. I don't know. What do you think? But if there's 4 memberships over there, guys. So if you want to get onto Rumble and pick up some of those memberships, I'm pretty sure they're still there. But I just don't know. Maybe they pop up when people drop in the chat. So definitely worth doing if you're not on Rumble as well. Now, we're on X, we're on Rumble, we're on Discord, we're on YouTube. We're on 3 YouTube channels. So streaming to 11,000 people potentially if they're all up and watching. It's an exciting place to be. All right, so let's move on and get into some of the cool stuff. Yeah, there's the link. Yeah, jump over there if you want to join up. And maybe there's 4 memberships, free memberships. They're free. We'll pump up there that Brian shouted out like a week ago or last week or something like that. Only one of them got taken up. Jump in Rumble and grab them now. I know what you did there, Brian. I know what you did there. All right, big shout out to Brian and Wookie, our 2 community leaders, and all the mods in the chat and in Discord and places. All right, so here we are on X Game. I think it's going to be really amazing. So check it out, and the price is looking pretty damn friendly in the old X there. This thing could really rumble. We're expecting the casino license anytime in the next month, I guess. Could be next week. Could be 3 weeks from now. They have got the test net round 2 with all the upgrades in it. So we're going to be having that too. You'll get all the updates in the X Game portal. It is the place to be. All right, what else we got there? We got Cord, Knights of Orion, down 5.7%, best everything, down 5.8%, Cry token, down 6% there. Pumptires, the main sort of token, down 8% there. What else there? Teddy. Now, I've got Teddy in here. Teddy is down 11% as well. This has got Big Moon King, right? Big Moon King is on this one. But before we look at Teddy, let's go into Pumptires and see how that's performing. This is obviously sort of the main branded token. Presumably Richard Art launched this. I don't know, but presumably this is at 1.1 cents and ticking away. Looking pretty solid actually, isn't it? In the middle of the range there. So not too bad. So at 1.1 cents, the old Pumptires. PulseChain runs. This is going to run, right? This is going to run. And look, and Rack and Rochelle, the big whale, he's got Pumptires, right? So this is kind of I don't know, it's got some cool elements there. I expect this to do pretty well. So you've got Pulse, you've got PulseX, you've got Incentive, you've got Hex, and then you've got Pumptires, right? There's probably the ones that will run as Richard Hart tokens. Then you got Teddy Bear. right? So we saw Moon King, pretty much the biggest, would you say the biggest influencer? Now, I'm not saying he's got the most engagement. That's a different topic, right? But in terms of the most, he's got 110,000 followers on X. He's also the guy that did the little video asking Trump about crypto, and it was potentially a very important video where he said, what's Trump going to do about crypto and stuff like that, and got a great answer from Trump as well at that meeting. So, he's doing pretty well, and of course, he's apparently not the founder of Teddy. This is Teddy Takeover, right? So not Teddy OG, which was started by James and Maria, the Tropa dev. But it's sitting at 6/10 of a penny at the moment, looking pretty good, 61. So it's looking pretty solid as well, even though we're on a bit of a down day, looking pretty good. Now, in terms of the RSI, the 4 hourly is kind of probably the best RSI we've got at the moment, and you can see it's sitting at around 646. So it's a pretty good zone to potentially accumulate. I think we've got some pretty good support lines at 5,700, and we're at 6,100 at the moment. So definitely an opportunity there. Now, these pump tires, these are the ones that made it. These are the ones that made it. It's a bit like if you had like a thousand guys. Do you remember the game Bull Rush? Like 1,000 guys running across the field. It's like 10 guys made it. 10 guys made it out of 1,000. It's kind of like these are the guys. These are the 10 guys that we're looking at. It's kind of like that. These are most of there are a few other pump tires around, but these are the most of them. And so yeah, these guys that made it. Now we've got Solid X and Firewall. Now you guys know the X game. He launched 3 pump tires. This is Firewall. He launched 3 pump tires. He's one of the big whales on PulseChain. We talk about Rack and Michelle. We talk about Firewall. And so he launched 3 pump tires, right? So he launched X game, he launched Solid X, and he launched Firewall. But there are actually 4 tokens. The 4th token is just an OG token called Solid X. So that's the one that's going to be burned from the X game revenue, right? Not this Solid X as this is a pump tires one. Now, when he launched it, X Game and Solid X, he had 82% of the supply, but Firewall he only had 55% of the supply. So Firewall is the one that can be owned most by the community, and it's kind of his brand name, right? It's kind of his brand name, and he basically launched it because he thought I better launch it or someone else will launch it, right? That's kind of his thought. Anyway, so those are the 3, and that's some of the background behind these tokens. So Solid X there and Firewall down 12% at the moment. But funnily enough, X Game is not. X Game is not, right? Because X Game is coming. We're bullish about it, and apparently the market is bullish about it too. And remember, I don't know, maybe Firewall's been buying more of the supply. Maybe he owns more than 82%. Now, you can easily see that on chain, right? You can just go to see who's got the biggest wallet, and you can see what percentages, right? You can see where they sold down too, I guess. It's the other way. But we got most wanted at the moment. He's a pretty long-term whale. I like Rack and Michelle. Both of them have got long-term views on the chain. We got most wanted down 12% at the moment. This is we talked about Ricky. Yeah, we've talked about Ricky. It's kind of the OG version. And then most wanted got launched as well, right? I don't know if this is a Richard Hart launch, this one like Pumptires, but some people say that. And here it is at the moment. And then we got Die. So we got all the dies, right, fighting away. We got P Die. We got Good Die. So P Die is the fork die, right? We got Good Die from Maddie Allen. We got the Pump Tires die, and I keep thinking there's a 4th die, but I just forget it. If there is, I keep forgetting what it is. But anyway, there is a Pump Tires die, and it's sitting at 0006900, almost 0000700 there, down 12%. Then we've got Ada Cardano. This has been performing pretty well. So all these sort of fork copies on Pump Tires have been doing pretty well. So Cardano, they're down 50% today, but it has been doing fairly well, over time. Let's have a quick look at that chart since we're talking about it. It had a little pump here. Look at that pump, a little pump. It's not too bad. This is on the 4 hourly. Let's go to the daily though, and that is the daily. So it's had a pretty good run, and this is kind of the first major pullback day, right? So it went down all the way down to 0001150 and made a pretty good, nice gain, 150% in 10 days. So that's a 2.5x. Not bad in 10 days. And it's just pulled back, today on Lazy Sunday, down 25%. So it's been pretty good performing. Community seems pretty active too on the old Telegram. And finally, we get the Trump token. Obviously, Trump has had a tear this week. What did we say? It was up 80, 90%. Well, it's done it pretty well. And, as Trump's presidency rolls out, it's hard to imagine this is going to be staying down. As Trump pulls out win after win, especially after July the 4th. So it's going to be winning after winning after winning. He's going to lay a foundation. It's pretty much set up, and on you go. And it's just all upside from there. And so this has been up 300% or 4x inside 18 days. So the old Trump run has had a good run. We saw 70-80% on the Solana, the official one, but here on PulseChain, we're getting a 4x. So there we go. It's a pretty exciting. So where's this going to go? Could be pretty exciting to see where the old Trump token goes there. Let's have a look at the RSI. Like I say, the minimum tool I think you need on charts is the RSI. If you're sick of buying the tops, RSI is going to be your friend, right? RSI is going to be a friend, and then you can add in some moving averages and things like that, right? So and some support lines and things like that. But RSI is your friend. It tells you whether something's oversold, overbought. You can also use what they call a MACD as well, and that can be useful as well. But that definitely helps a lot. You can sort of see the RSI was racing ahead. This was pumping up here on the daily, and then the RSI got up to 75, and that's kind of when you say, "Oh, whoa, stop!" I think is this going to go up even more? But the RSI is telling you it's overbought. Sometimes they can stay elevated, but there's a few other methods you're going to need to try and help you identify that. But typically, once they get in this area, more than likely than not, they will start pulling back down. In this case, it came all the way back down to 55. So, RSI tends to work very well most of the time. Hey, look, and if it does go higher, you made a great profit, right? You made a great profit, and you can go and find another great opportunity. It's kind of the way you look at it. But that was kind of a pretty big tell. Got up to 75, and you can say, well, it's time for me to go here. And you would have been right? You'd have been right, and you would have avoided coming back down another 38%. So you would have kept most of those gains, right? 400%. So that's some of the food for thought there as well. So those are the Pumptires. Now, when we get a green day on PulseChain, then these are all going to probably go green. Most of them, if not all of them, right? Let's say 80% probably all go green, and hopefully be a leverage on Pulse, right? You're going to beat out Pulse ratio, and that's the key one there. All right, so we've got 60 people watching at the moment, I think. So big shout out, everybody. Don't forget to smash the follow button, hit the subscribe button as well, and definitely reshare the channel. And of course, if you haven't got over on Rumble, we've got Rumble there. Brian has got the link there, and we've still got 4 memberships over there. So definitely join up over there as well. It's now celebrates 39 months of membership. Hey, big shout out, Brian. And that's worthy of some special word there. Now, Brian is one of the 3 or 4 longest members of the channel. So big shout out to Brian. And of course, he's one of our community leaders and is incredible. And let's give him some magic twinkle for that. You got them all, Brian. You got them all. Yeah. Thank you so much, Brian. Huge supporter of the channel, and we appreciate you. All right, I'm going to get in trouble for that. No, that's good. So that is our pump tires. So we're kind of going through that. Stable coins. Should we get into that? Let's do it. Stable coins. All right. So we've got PDI spec. We've got 2 types of stable coins, right? We've got speculative stable coins, and we've got actual stable coins that are pegged around $1, give or take a cent. So we got these 2 types of stable coins. Now, PDI, of course, is been huge. The community is massive. Probably one of the most 2 or 3 top communities there. We've got Brian says, thanks, boss. You're most welcome, Brian. And thank you. And so, yeah, you've got speculative. The biggest of them all is the PDI, right? PDI, the fork die. So remember, we forked Ethereum on the 10th of May, 2023. So we're talking about the fork die. And this has been a hot controversy. We've been a conspiracy. It's been up and down. You guys know I've moved from pro to neutral to critical based on the evidence at hand at any particular point in time. And of course, we've only been following people that provide evidence, not people that just make claims. Claims are not that worthy without the evidence. They can feel good, but it's not based on anything, right? But then we got PDI at the moment sitting at 0.008,000, so it's not too bad, And after the big sell-off there, it is down 13-14% today at the moment. And of course, that community's got probably one of the top 3 most active communities in terms of the PDI frenzy. So yeah, that's kind of where we are now. Some people are looking to bring different protocols now that the contract was shut down by Katie, and they're looking to do maybe Aave forks, Maker forks, all sorts of stuff coming along for PDI. So we'll see how that goes. And we also know that the Atropa there has been matching to PDI. We've got a Treasury matching to USD Tether and USDC out there as well. So we could see some action there between the parity between those three stables or speculative stables, and also trying to move those up over time through utilities and maybe possibly burning and other things like that. So we'll keep a lookout for that. The other speculative stables, of course, so we've got USD Tether, USDC. These are all the fork copies. Then we've got many others, right? We've got like Good Die out there from Matty Allen and other charts like that. So they're all out there. And let's see if we can find Good Die because I don't actually have it on the list here. Good Die. I don't know if it's a Good Die. Let's see. I probably added it earlier. That's what happens when you just do it on the fly. I know we got Good Die there. We can find it. So what list? I actually have got it in here somewhere. What I got? Influencers list. Okay, I got the influencers. That's on a different list. And you can see at the price of that at the moment, 7.2 cents. So it's heading away from $1. It's heading away from $1. This was $1. This was $1 here. So that's $1. And it's heading away from $1 here. Now, I think I said on the influencer show the other day when we covered Good Die from Matty Allen that he needed to open up. He's got a channel with the news flow, but he needs to open up actual community. And he can always kick out the real meanies in there. I don't know why people get into groups and get all mean and nasty. Even if they're telling the truth, it doesn't matter. They could at least be a bit more polite. But we got this currently at 7.2 cents. So I don't know. There's no real RSI yet. We haven't got enough data, but the 4 hourly is pretty oversold. So I don't know when the bottom is, but it's pretty oversold here. Now we've only got 1.5k liquidity, volume. So there's not a lot of people. 13 makers, not a lot of action there. We got obviously sellers over buyers. So where's the bottom on this? Is it going to be 3 cents, 2 cents? You decide because this looks like it's running. Run is the second time it's dipped in the RSI. So definitely looking particularly weak there at the moment. Where is the bottom of this? 3 cents. You guys decide where that is, but that is kind of where we are. And it's we don't have a lot of data, so it's still pretty early, right? How many days has this been around? 20 days. Now liquidity is 19k. So it's got a little bit of liquidity there. Market 144. So we'll see. But it's competing against a lot of other narratives as well. But I think, he's a pretty big influence in the space, one of the top ones. And he runs a lot of the conferences and stuff like that. And he is a DeLorean. So I guess he can go back to the future quite a few times. And he's up to a lot of stuff. I think he's doing a new show. Is it Texas or something like that? I think I heard him announce. So, he's out there and about. So we shall keep watching the Good Die. That is pretty much it. So on the Good Die. So those are the sort of stable coins that we've got. Obviously, we talked about Pumptires Die. We talked about the Pumptires one, which is down here somewhere. Where'd it go? Over here. This is sitting at 6,900. So pretty similar price, isn't it? To funny enough, it's just below actually the fork Die. But not too bad. There's only 1 billion of these tokens, right? So we know what the suppliers of those. Whereas the other one, what's the PDI one? It's fork Die. Let's see, 40. I can't remember now. Actually, to be honest, I can't remember. I don't think anybody actually knows. I don't think everyone actually knows what the supply is, but I guess you could kind of work it out. But anyway, there's a lot more PDI around. Yeah, I thought I had it in my memory, but it's not quite coming to me. So that's kind of where we are on the old PDI. Let's see where we're going here with what's our next topic. So I haven't really finished stablecoins. So those are the speculative stablecoins. I'm just thinking the other one, of course, is XUSD, right? XUSD is one, and we've got that in the Rack and Rochelle, right? So that's sitting in the Rack and Rochelle portfolio. We don't have all of his tokens, just the ones he's sort of publicly announced. But we've got XUSD, and this is another speculative stable, right? But this actually has a method to madness. Unlike the others, this has an incentive program in it, right? Vibes, good vibes, bad vibes, and a vibe pass. You have a vibe pass. And at the moment, this is ticking away. So it had a big pump, from selling off PDI and doing all the burning stuff, interacting with the Tropa and USDC, etc. And it pumped all the way to 1.8 cents, so 1.9 cents actually. And it pumped all the way from the bottom at 0.0065. So that was a pretty big move. This is on the weekly candles, by the way. Let's move to the daily just so we get the time frame similar. And it had a pretty big pump from the bottom there all the way to the top. So that was at about 2,500%. So that was 25x or so. And then it's just tapered off now. Reached a bottom of just over half a penny. Is now at 2/3 of a penny right now. So that is kind of where we are. And from the top, I think we're down, about 62%, but we had been 70%. So that is kind of the play. Now, this has this incentive, and what these guys are going to slowly do, it has this vibratile approach to stablecoin creation, heading towards a dollar pretty much. And then they issue some more tokens, I think, to the ViberPass holders once you get to sort of that level, and that they can potentially sell those down. So Rack Michelle is top holder in here in this one, and it's in his portfolio. What are we going to say about this? Well, they're going to slowly ratchet up. They're burning. Oh, they're just at 10%, by the way, yesterday of the burn. So they jumped, back here on the 16th. I think they were like, I'm just guessing because I didn't see the start number, but I'm guessing it was like 2-3%. They've now hit 10% burn since that time. So, in 12 days, they've now burnt 10% of the supply. Pretty impressive there. And they've got a lot of incentives. That's the way this mechanism works. Unlike PDI, which is kind of reliant on utilities and any burns coming up. The Pumptires just on general FOMO in the space and the limited supply, I guess. And this one here has actually got mechanisms to try and ratchet itself up through incentives. And that's people buying and selling, trading incentives to slowly push this up over time. So that's kind of where we're heading with this. Now they're fattening out their LP. They've got a big LP web where they've got all these liquidity pools, and they add new ones to them all the time, and that increases the volume and the burning volume and the activity. See how it works? Sort of that's sort of the trade, and people get points, pretty much points for that vibes for buying and selling and being active on it. So that's kind of the basic idea. And so we're going to be seeing how those speculative coins go. The other thing, of course, is we've got real stable coins, the ones that actually peg to $1. And I'm not sure if I've got those on this list, actually. I've got to be careful which ones. I've got a couple hidden indexes, but those are the ones that we're talking about. And, we've got USDL. So let's pull it up separately, USDL. I actually have a list of these, but they're not on this one. So yes, USDL is currently at around $1, right? So all these are around $1, so I'm not going to get too much into them. So USDL sitting around 99.6 cents. You can see the volatility in it, depending on the marketplace at any particular time. So that's USDL. We've got HEXDC, is it? I think it's HEXDC. HEXDC stablecoins is backed by Hex, right? This is a Power City product that's sitting at 98.94, so basically $1. $1 is pretty much here. So that's ticking away. So all these stable coins, we've got USDL, HEXDC, PXDC, is it? I think it's PXDC. Let's see there. Yeah, another a Power stable. So it's backed by PulseX, right? From Power City. And this is sitting at 99 cents, so 1 cent below $1. So there's $1 right here. That's just 1 cent below. So see how there's slightly variation from the one peg. And so it's kind of the play there. Now, these are the three liquidity forks. And then we've got Ink Printer, right? Ink Printer. This is the fourth liquidity fork from Fast Abdul. Probably misspelled or something. Ink Printer. I'm not sure can't remember exactly what the token's called, but we've got Ink Printer. And I'll dismiss that one for the time being. It's not coming up. But then we've got Coast, right? CST. And Coast there is sitting pretty much at $1. So this one here is sitting at 98.97. So it's 1 cent below $1, right? So $1's up here. That's pretty interesting, actually. So actually been below peg for a long time. What pull is this? This is a thinner pull. But $1 is pretty much here. And that's below that. But once again, we get, we've had $9.6 million come through this protocol into PulseChain. So it's a very bullish thing for PulseChain. I'm expecting it to get even much bigger. Let me see if we've got any bigger pools in this one for the old Coast. Must have, surely. We've got a Pulse pool, I guess. Let's have a look here. 158. It does seem to be the biggest one there. That's seemed to be. We've got this one here, Coast Glory, but this one here, 131. And interesting, we've been below there. Let's look at the weekly on here on the Coast, and there, that's subpar. So we've been below 1. That's pretty interesting, right? So that is what we're waiting for is PUSD ALGO, right? So PUSD ALGO, we might XUSD might slowly grind its way to $1. We may see some of those speculative stables grind their way to $1, maybe. It's a lot of. You need a lot of enablers for that to happen. Burning and LP webbing and the parity and then utilities. All right, you need a lot of stuff to move that. But they've got a big energized community, so there's a bit of self-fulfillingness in that too. So they've got that, which is probably an edge they have over a lot of other communities on PulseChain because they're so big and so energized. So you got a bit of that, but then you got big whales too, that can dumpity dump. So we're sitting here at $1 peg. So what we need is something that's pegged. You all saw all those other stable coins are slightly below peg and they have volatility. Well, what we need is a stable coin that's pretty much close to $1 all the time, and that's what we think PUSD ALGO could very well be with the miner bots from Jacob. It certainly worked like that on the live blockchain as a test. And he ran that, I think, for about a month, and it was pretty awesome. And it also made some good money too. So those miner bots are definitely a very good approach. Could be the holy grail for algorithmic stablecoin, and that's why we keep backing it as well on this channel. Now, as you guys know, Cult DeFi and Crypto Coffee, we're going to have a big discussion about stablecoins. So that's probably going to be in the next 24, 48 hours. So this topic is really interesting to you. We've talked about speculative stablecoins. We've talked about peg stablecoins with the liquidity forks, the fiat-backed forks, and maybe the upcoming PUSD ALGO that's coming up as well. Now, you can get a link to that if you want to, participate in that now. 90% referral bonus is in the video description, and you can get up to 2x if you do $1,000 for that contribution/sacrifice. Now, remember, it's not like other sacrifices too. Up to 75% of it's going to go into the protocol day one, into the liquidity miners and the LPs. And it's also going to have a V3 DEX. So it could end up being one of the bigger DEXs, if not, maybe it might even be the number 2 DEX, who knows, in the future, because Jacob's also launching a lot of big things around casinos, a lot of big things around the GamFi with Mafia, etc., stuff like that. So it could be pretty massive. I think, like Cult DeFi does, that it's his flagship project, and it could be massive for PulseChain. Certainly a massive TVL contributor, right? So that's kind of what we're looking for there. And that's all a big part of the future of PulseChain. So that's kind of the stablecoins, covered that, and GameFi. I've covered that a little bit there, but as you guys know, we've got Mafia coming. So Mafia is already ramping up, but it's on BNB and PulseChain. It is going to go multi-chain. It's got a few other chains like Sonic and other chains that it's probably going to go onto. But here on the weekly, you can see we're at 00060 on Mafia. The game itself is slowly evolving. And ultimately, it's going to get to what are we going to say about that? Ultimately, it's going to get to the killing stage where people can actually kill each other. So that's probably a little while off. But it's the next stage is FBI, right? FBI stage. So that is coming up there. That's with the old Mafia. And this is probably one of the 2 bigger games that we're going to have on PulseChain as far as I know so far. So GameFi still a emerging sort of category on PulseChain. And of course, we do have a few other little games. Some of them haven't worked so well, not because they're not good ideas, but because they just didn't have good marketing and promotion. And that is a real problem. And that's something that that myself and our promotions team have decided, well, we think we can help. We're here every day anyway, right? We're here covering PulseChain every day. And so we thought, well, let's help a lot of the small, medium, even large teams if they need it to get the word out, because you've got to get the word out, right? If no one's hearing about it, nothing's going to happen. So we're definitely doing that. So if you do want to contact us, you're a project team out there, we will do a reasonable test on your project to make sure that it's up to standard. But we can probably help you with promotions. So definitely hit us up, either me or hit MBS up as well. He's a promotional lead on there. And we might be able to help you out with some of those things. So kind of cool. So here we are with Mafia. It's sort of ramping up at the moment. And I just want to have a look at the Wikipedia as it's going through its launch stage. So let's go through the stages. We've got pre-ranking at the moment going on. So a lot of people feverishly doing that. Then we've got protocol FBI. That's the next step, right? FBI removes you from vaults, city yield, doing crimes, killing users, but you earn different bounties on that, stuff like that. So that's going to be pretty cool. And then we've got raid spots coming up. It's going to be a pretty quick stage, is my guess. That's not a big one. This FBI one's probably the one that they're working on the most. Then we're going to have communications. That's going to be very important for this game because, Telegram, you can only do so much. And the Telegram's quite fractured because you've got the families and different Telegrams, and you've got the main official Telegram and so on. And then you've got the vaults requirements. Obviously, that's been hit on Pulse. But BNB still working there, although it's made a lot of moves. And then finally, you got the official launch, right? And that's going to be pretty interesting to see. People will be able to kill each other and take their in-game assets and things like that. So that's really when the game really begins. It's going to be interesting to see what the animations look like that for the killing. That's going to be the other thing. The other thing also is that, there's going to probably move to other chains, including Base Chain and Sonic using CCIP. So cross-chain internet protocol, I think that is, or something like that. And so Base and Sonic are coming up there as well. It's going to be interesting to see when they get launched, presumably. And I don't know, but they don't have a vault at the moment, so I guess they're going to have to launch pre-killing. I don't know, you decide. But that's coming up. That's one of the big GamFis from Jacob, arguably the world's best peer-to-peer developer. And he's got running 3 major projects at least at the moment. So he's running Mafia, he's running PUSD ALGO, which I think is his flagship protocol. That's the big heavyweight. And then he's also running the big casino, right? He's got some big plan coming. And we may hear about that sooner than later, as my guess. So keep a lookout for that. That's going to be pretty large. So we've got that running. And then on the other hand, we've also got the the GameFi coming out from Firewhale, one of our biggest whales. And that's going to be pretty interesting to see that. So let me just get out of here. Actually, I need to go back and find my customs. And let's see. So we're back to see. I've got a different list on another browser. So we'll see where we are here. Where was I going to? I go to Pumptires because it's got most of them on there. We've got X Game, right? So X Game is coming, and X Game's going to be exciting. So here we are at 0023. We're just getting a bit of a sell-off here at the moment while we're live streaming on the daily. But this has been performing very well. The website, of course, is open, and people can connect to that. The testnet's not running as far as I could tell. The server's down, but we have got round 2 of the testnet coming, so people will be able to play this. And like I say, if you haven't gone into our X Game community, portal community, you should get in. It's the first dedicated community supporting this game, and that's the link there to join up today. So definitely join up to that. All right, so that is where we are there on X Game. Now, the final thing I want to talk about is DeFi. So let's get into that. So those are the 2 big games that I'm aware of that are on PulseChain. We have had a few others, but they've kind of, like I say, whether they had a good idea or not was probably died because of wrong timing and promotion. But we've also obviously got Pumptires back up, so it's going to be interesting to see. We'll probably get a few good tokens coming through this every so often. As well, back onto PulseChain, so we'll probably have a slightly more increase in that. Remember, it also burns more PulseX through buy and burns and all that sort of stuff. So it's been bullish for that, and it's added a degree of safety in inverted quotes to the PulseChain there. So we'll see how that goes in the future. Now, the other big thing, of course, is DeFi on PulseChain. So here we are on DeFi Llama. It's been a while since I've been on DeFi Llama, but here we are with PulseChain, and you can see that PulseChain is, hey, we've got Hardy Hexalorian in the house there. Hi, Superman. Hi, Brian. Greetings to the power team. A big shout out there, Hardy Hexalorian. Great to see you in the house. And I love the old party attitude. Party on. May we have a green week this week as well. That'd be very cool after a red Sunday, let's say. But here it says the TVL, total value locked, is $194 million at the moment. And you can kind of see the history here in the TVL. So we kind of peaked out based on this data here at 917 million TVL on the 9th of December 2024. So it wasn't too long ago, but we've come all the way down, obviously. And you know what's the irony about this? What the irony is, kind of a tell in this, isn't there? We beat the SEC, right? So we beat the SEC, and we beat the SEC right here. And look, we're getting a little bit of a rise here at the moment. We have a bit of a pull back today. We're getting a bit of a rise after the SEC, and we came all the way back down from 977 million based on the data here for TVL, and we're currently sitting at 194 million. So that's going to be interesting to see this rally up here. Obviously, this here very much to me looks like the bottom is in, and it's just game on from now. Really, you got to ask yourself what other black swan events, because we had tons of black swan events and grey swan events, right? Kind of events that we knew that were coming, but we hoped it didn't, and then of course come sort of grey swan event. And hopefully we're going to have a ton of white swan events, right? They're things that we don't expect. They're going to be cool. We already had some in the last week, in my view. We've already had some really cool, exciting stuff coming, and we know we've got this big new onboarding from Sun Mini Meal, a big European food corporate that really has looks like they've cracked the holy grail of high nutritional food with low calorie, and so people will be able to lose weight as well while eating healthy. And so we've got them coming, and 20% I think is coming on to burn their token, and they've got millions of dollars, and potentially they're going global. So they're going to bring us an on-ramp with Banks Are Official. That's going to be massive for us. So it really does feel like we're getting the early days here It's going to be pretty fun. And we got obviously the old Hex Flex and Dip Catcher, making Hex more scarce on Ethereum. So we've got so many bullish things as well. We've got lower inflation, small liquidity pools. I think it's really starting to ratchet up here. And of course, we bet the SEC, and we've got the golden age of America ramping up over the next couple of months. So, and really, I feel like 4th of July is a real turning point for that. So yeah, I think we're going to have a lot of fun here. And if we're currently sitting at 193, we're previously up near $1 billion. That's pretty much a 5x from here, right? Just to get back to the top there. So that could be pretty exciting. Now, I'm just going to use these numbers. I'm not going to criticize any of these numbers. Where they're sourced, some of these will be accurate. Some of them probably understated, is my guess. But we'll have a look. We'll just take them for what they are, and you'd have to go through each and one individually. Go check the source data. If the website like Liquid Loans, we have data on their site, we could check that. But I'm just going to go with what they've got here at the moment. So we've got PulseX at the moment, Liquid Loans, Power City, 9M Pro, Fiat Protocol, PHUX. So we've got a lot of these PH Universe ones, right? So Fiat Protocol there, a fork of Aave, PHUX there as well, which is a fork of Balancer, right? I think it's a fork of Balancer one there. We got 9inch, of course, DEX as well. So 9mm, 9inch. They're the two bigger DEXs outside of PulseX. So PulseX DEX, we got 9mm and we got 9inch. Like I say, in Jacob's protocol for PUSD ALGO, it's going to have a V3 DEX. It could easily get itself up here amongst the top leaderboards. We got Fame, of course, which is a fork of GMX, so leverage trading. And you guys know I discovered Nexian. Nexian is bringing leverage trading for tokens and LP farms. That is going to be up to 10x. So that's a huge protocol coming out from Nexian, and their product is called Glow. So we're not just going to have Fame, we're going to have Glow. And Glow will have a lot of, I think, a lot of more applications, because Fame has got a certain limited number of tokens, either stablecoins or rich heart tokens. And you can either go short or long, up to 30x, I think it is. But on the Nexian Glow, which is coming up soon too, there's going to add a lot more opportunities for people to trade. That's also going to be coming up. And of course, a lot of project teams will be able to participate on the Nexian platform with the Glow product. So that's a real game changer. So looking forward to that. So big shout out to the dev there, Psycho, who runs that protocol. That's going to look pretty awesome. And of course, yeah, that's kind of where we are there. We've got Daytona Finance still hanging around. Pulse Rate there. Some of these are a little bit old and probably done a lot of their day here. But we've got a few of those still hanging out. We've still got old GPLX over there, the little rug pull thing. We got a couple others. So we got got a lot of projects on here. Probably shouldn't be on this list. But they're still there. We got heaps of them actually, and some of them I have never even heard of. So good luck with that. But the top ones, are for the most part. Let's say the top 10, definitely looking pretty good. Maybe with the exclusion of imp money there. But the rest of them are looking pretty good. And this list is a little bit tired, missing a lot of the things, I think, as well. So they could probably do a bit of work there. So that's kind of where we are now. That's TVL, and it's got DEX volumes as well. So let's have a look at DEX volumes based on this. It's got most of the major DEXs, so that should be fairly good. And you can see we've actually had a bit of a pickup here. Obviously, December we had that top TVL, but we've had a nice little pickup in volumes there. That's been pretty cool. Obviously, we've had Pumptires as well. It's been quite nice because we were sitting down pretty low, right? Pretty low. You guys probably remember we were down at really low volumes, $4-5 million, $3 million. Pretty low values, and we've been up, 20 million or more for a lot of time lately. So that's a good sign for the future, isn't it? A good sign. We've got much smaller liquidity pools, so we get a trend reversal, sentiment reversal, which we're expecting from now on, pretty much. Then that's going to be very, very bullish. And we are getting good moves on the trade deals with China. We are seeing sort of a bit of a weakening there, and also with the geopolitical risks. So it's boding well for the future there as well. It does also look like Iran is going to do a deal rather than being bombed, their nuclear sites being bombed there as well. And hey, look, the Iranian people, 90% of the Iranian people, probably at least 80%, if not 90, are against the tyranny of the regime. And many of them are leaving Islam, as they should. So that is a bullish sign. Now the West, unfortunately, is in trouble, but that is where we're getting there at the moment. So we're getting better pickup in volume there. They've got some interesting other metrics here. They've got the stablecoin metrics as well. I think that's kind of interesting. We'll see what this profile looks like with stablecoins. I've got to keep abreast of the time. We're sitting at 1 hour and 15, so we're almost at my max time period here. But they've got stable coins here, value sitting around about, 45 million or something like that. 47 million. Now, that looks about right. I mean, I don't know what they're including that, but that looks about right there. And I don't think you may be able to step in here. I don't know. A die dominance at 45%. So a lot of that is that BDI. I think it's EDI. No, probably EDI actually. EDI is, we say 21.6 million. Yeah, so probably EDI there is dominating that. So that's probably not too bad number, 46 million. But if you consider it compared to a TVL, it's actually a heck of a lot, right? So 46 million over 200. That's a very high percentage. Normally, with the bigger markets like general crypto, the stablecoin total would be about 5 to 7%. And here we are, particularly in a, depending on this market cycle. But here we are at 46, so we're almost at 25%. About 25%, which is very high. So we need a lot of that to move around. Now, the reason why that's going to be best, that's why I'm after PUSD ALGO, right? It's an algorithmic stablecoin. And so it's going to have ALGO, the rhythmic the algorithmic coin ALGO, and then it's going to be you're going to need to get that and then go get mint yourself some PUSD. And so it's going to be, I think we're going to have a better circulation because it really helps solve the scalability problem and therefore leverage. And that's what we want. If you're going to print stable coins, you want them to get out in the economy and you want to have the multiplier effect, if you guys are familiar with that. So we need to really get it to get them moving, as opposed to liquidity forks, which it doesn't really help, right? 97% of the stable coins get stuck in the platform earning yield, right? And so you want to get those stable coins matched up with other protocols, peers, being moving around and helping to push prices up. That's kind of the play there, right? And you want people to go back in the cycle and keep doing that. So hopefully that's what we're going to see with PUSD ALGO. So that's kind of the claim to fame. That's why I think it's the flagship product. So that's kind of the play there. And we could see this ramp up. Imagine if TVL gets ramped up, to $1 billion again, like we had almost $1 billion, 900 million, and we have our stablecoins would then only be about 5%, right? But of course, we would probably grow the stablecoins by then. Maybe we get the 10%. So maybe we can drop stablecoins from 25 to 10 to 15% of the total TVL. We'll see how that all plays out in the future. That is a pretty interesting mark there. It's also got this interesting one called app revenue, which I haven't really toggled on, but it's ticking away there. What does it say at the moment? App revenue is about 25K. That's pretty interesting, right? So obviously the higher, I don't know what they've got included in this, but the higher your revenue in here, then the underlying value of PulseChain is more valuable, right? If you got more revenue going through, it's kind of the discounted cash flow kind of models, something like that, or the X multiplier models. You decide at which valuation you think PulseChain should be valued at. It's kind of interesting, but it's crypto after all. The markets do some crazy stuff. And then of course we got the Pulse price, right? Pulse price there looking pretty damn cheap, right? So even when we had this high TVL back in December, Pulse was still at quadruple 0.8. So but here we are down at quadruple 0.04 there. So we've got a lot of work to do to get back up there. But look, I really feel like we've come off the bottom here at the quadruple 0.2 mark, and it's probably game on from here. Unless you guys can think of a black swan defeater, everything looks pretty awesome for the future. So that is the future of PulseChain, and we've got so many protocols coming. I've got to ramp off some of those. We've got obviously some mini meal coming with the on ramp this week. Awesome, 2 days away. That's potentially massive. It's going to add more capital over time. Could ramp up tons of users. I don't want to say the number, but it could be huge as they're expanding globally, and back on the back of their revenue too. What else we got to say about that? We've got Signum and Tetra coming. So Signum and Tetra is going to open up a whole new category of DeFi potentially on PulseChain, particularly if people use it in the ways that I indicated, interacting with smart contracts, creating follow groups, just like you see in trading with traders who give their tips and techniques and things. They get massive communities. So we could see that interacting with contracts, setting up limit orders, all sorts of tricks that people can do. That's going to be pretty awesome if people to copy and pay and copy or something like that. There's lots of opportunities there, and we've got that coming. We've got X game coming. Potentially could be the killer viral game we're after. It's got to have up to a 30% referral. And also burning off the solid X OG token. So there's lots of cool stuff coming to a PulseChain. It's going to be pretty fun to see where it all heads. We know we've got more and more teams coming to PulseChain. We've got what's a big modified Aave fork coming from PDI. So they're coming, and we're going to see some really exciting things. We hear Richard Hart talking about forking a wallet. What wallet do you want forked? So the great wallet from Richard Hart's old roadmap, if you guys remember his old roadmap, all the way to Hexco, the land of Hexco. It's pretty bullish, right? So things are really starting to ramp up. We've got a few things that we need. Obviously the bridge. We need to bridge our terms. We're getting that from Sun Minimal and Banksa. That's certainly a good step in the right direction. We're, I think, getting more stuff from some of the other protocols. We're going to have AI coming from Batius. Do you guys remember that? So AI is stage 2. They did a big sacrifice for that. That's coming up with the AI solutions there for trading. So things are really going to, step up. We're going to mature and get better qualities. Obviously, we need a little bit probably better validators, but we're getting more validators. Hope we get better quality validators. And so on. So bring it on, game on, as we say. And Maker's been shut down, so the Exploiter's been shut down. So it bodes well for the future as for the chain. Hope you guys have enjoyed it, and definitely if you like it, get in, subscribe, like, share, hit follow, and all that good stuff. And check out all the socials in the video description. Join up to Discord and get included into Strategy Club. Only $35 a month is fantastic value. So get into that too. All right, I think that's it. Shall we finish up? I'm way past my time, and now I'm 20. But hey, we're having a good time here on PulseChain. You guys know I do it because I love it. I love it. It's a passion, and it's fun to do. All right, so let's get crypto, man. It's the best place to be. If you're not doing, elite sports like I used to, then that's the place to be, right? It's the place to be. All right, so let's wrap up. And we can see if we got any final comments. We haven't, but we got Hardy Hexalorium with his party going on. So I like that. We're going to leave it there. Hope you guys enjoyed. But before we leave, actually, let's play this little video before we leave, actually, because you guys know I love it. I played it like 3 days in a row. This is day 4, but it is too good not to play. And this is, of course, Richard Hart beating the SEC. So let's play this. It is so funny.
What's up, bitches? Richard here.
It's going to play.
AKA Most Wanted.
I'll show you. It's coming.
AKA Most Loved.
AKA
Sack Daddy.
Oh, there we go.
If you happen to not live on planet Earth, you may have not heard the latest. I fucking beat the SEC case. I want to say thank you to my supporters for never doubting me. Adding to that, I want to send a clear message to anyone who did doubt me. You will not be spared.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed that from Richard Hart, and he is streaming. There he goes. And I'll catch you on the next show. Don't forget, have a great day, and it's going to be a fun week ahead, I'm sure. Peace out. Bye for now.